Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here, and welcome to another WordPress year in review video. Thanks so much to Nexus and GoDaddy Pro for sponsoring the series. They made all of this possible, as well as those of you who backed the project. I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks so much. Now, in this video, I want to talk about something that was introduced in WordPress 5.5, and that's the ability to define environment variables. So with a little piece of code, and actually let's go ahead and look at that code right now. With a little piece of code in your WP config file, you can set the environment type. And there are 4 values that are accepted here: local, development, staging, and production, with production being the default. Now, this is great for, especially for hosting companies, people who are doing maybe some managed WordPress where they want to set a few things based on the environment, but they could be just as useful for developers like you and me, perhaps, that can easily differentiate between environments. And one idea I had for this, so note I am going to set the environment type to development here. If I go to my themes functions file, one idea I had was automatically setting the user theme based on the development environment, or based on the environment type, I should say. Something that I do manually is I set my development and local environment to the red, the sunrise theme. I set staging to blue so that I know what environment I'm in. And then, of course, I have the default admin theme, or the default admin color for production. So here is a simple case switch. There is a new function introduced in 5.5 as well called WP get environment type. This will get whatever the value of the WP environment type constant is. And then I check to see, is this local? If so, use sunrise. If it's development, use sunrise. I could probably make this a little bit more clever, or use the new PHP 8.0 match statement maybe. If it's staging, set it to blue. And by default, meaning anything that's not local development or staging, but in this case, production should be the value then. Set it to default. I'll touch on this line in a minute, but first I want to show you the results. So if I go back to my environment and I refresh, boom, we have sunrise set. If I change this to staging, it's blue. And then if I comment the line out, making the default production, it goes back to the default theme. So let me redefine that here. I'll go back to functions. Now, what I originally had here, or what I added in later actually, but I've commented out since, is the user, a user, might set their own default theme or admin color even in production. So what I do here is I get the admin color from the user options table. The only problem is this sets it depending on the environment, and then it remembers it moving to production. So I'll show you what I mean here. Right now it's set to staging. If I go here and I refresh, now my user admin theme is set to blue. So if I comment this out and I refresh, WordPress thinks that I want the blue theme. So again, in the review, in the actual text, I say that there's a heavy caveat here, because if you want to lock down, well, first of all, if it's just your site, you can do whatever you want, right? You can set these to specific colors or whatever, and then set the default, and that's fine. That's you. If you have multiple users, this might not work so well, right? Because I don't know how many users actually go ahead and customize their admin theme, but you'd have to essentially set a policy saying you can't customize the admin theme, and that you have to use whatever colors you define based on the environment. So again, heavy caveat here, but I did think that this was an interesting use case for me, because this is something I do all the time. And I do that because I have accidentally updated the wrong environment because the admin colors are the same. So setting development to this big red theme tells me, oh, that this is the production, or this is not the production machine. If I see the default admin theme, I then automatically think, okay, this is production, or at least I need to double check that this is not production. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. I will link to a GitHub gist with this code if you want to take it and use it. And if you liked this video, be sure to click the thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel for more great content.